One of the claims espoused by adherents of the theory of evolution for many years is the scenario of the evolution of the horse. According to this imaginary scenario, a dog-like creature known as Eohippus, which lived some 55 million years ago during the Eocene epoch, is supposedly the horse's first ancestor. This dog-like animal is then alleged to have subsequently evolved, becoming more developed and turning into life forms bearing a closer resemblance to the horse. Eventually, the present-day horse emerged. The fact is, however, that Eohippus, depicted as a so-called ancestor of the horse, and which became extinct millions of years ago, is almost identical to the animal known as the hyrax, which is still living in Africa and has nothing to do with the horse whatsoever. In addition, fossils of horse species existing today have been discovered in the same stratum as Eohippus, depicted as supposedly the earliest ancestor of the horse. The fact that the present-day horse and its supposed forebear were living at one and the same time is proof that the imaginary process known as equine evolution never happened. The invalidity of the myth of equine evolution has been admitted by a great many evolutionists. Paleontologists Don Prothero and Neil Shubin's idea regarding the horse sequence are as follows. Throughout the history of horses, the species are well marked and static over millions of years. At high resolution, the gradualistic picture of horse evolution becomes a complex bush of overlapping, closely related species. It has been calculated that the true dimensions of the living things portrayed as the forerunners of the horse, and arranged chronologically in order of size, from small to large, in the sequence in question have been distorted. In his book, The Great Evolution Mystery, the evolutionist author Gordon Rattray Taylor describes this deception with these words. But the fact is that the line from Eohippus to Equus, present-day horse, is very erratic. It is alleged to show a continual increase in size, but the truth is that some variants were smaller than Eohippus, not larger. In November 1980, a 4-day conference attended by 150 evolutionists and considering the problems facing the theory of evolution was held at the Chicago Museum of Natural History. Boyce Rensberger, one of the speakers at the conference, expressed his thoughts in these words. The popularly told example of horse evolution, suggesting a gradual sequence of changes from four-toed fox-sized creatures living nearly 50 million years ago to today, much larger one-toed horse, has long been known to be wrong. American paleontologist Niles Eldredge has this to say on the subject. I admit that an awful lot of that has gotten into the textbooks as though it were true. For instance, the most famous example still on exhibit downstairs is the exhibit on the horse evolution, prepared perhaps 50 years ago. That has been presented as a literal truth in textbook after textbook. Now I think that that is lamentable, particularly because the people who propose these kinds of stories themselves may be aware of the speculative nature of some of the stuff. All of these facts have revealed that the schematic illustrations of the supposed evolution of the horse, depicted as one of the soundest pieces of evidence in favor of evolution, actually consist of distortions devoid of any reality.